Thank you very much for this opportunity to address the European Parliament and to explain the mandate, the work and the achievements of the European External Action Service in tackling disinformation. I would also like to use this meeting to clarify the circumstances leading to claims in the media that the EEAS has allegedly succumbed to external pressure and changed its assessment on foreign disinformation campaigns originating, among other, state actors from China. I have to recognize that when I was the first to use the words battle of narrative, I couldn't expect that it was going to have such a big importance worldwide. Let me start saying, to stress, that our relations with China continue to be founded on the principles stated in the European Union-China strategy on March 2019, where it was said that we see China as a key partner, but also a competitor and a systemic rival. As regards to disinformation, I want to reaffirm that the External Action Service recognizes foreign disinformation and manipulation, and this often targets our values, our interests, and is a critical challenge to our open and democratic societies. In accordance with the mandate of the European Council, our services initially focused on Russia disinformation campaigns from actors coming from state and non-state actors. And this has progressively been enlarged to cover other geographical areas, namely the southern neighborhood and the Western Balkans. And the coronavirus pandemic has now taken this work to a new global dimension. Intentional and coordinated disinformation campaigns should be treated as a hybrid threat to European and to global security. We take considerable effort to raise awareness about them and help member states building long-term resilience. An important example of an efficient partnership to defend the foundations of democracy is our partnership with the European Parliament in protecting the 2019 European parliamentary elections. Our fundamental values are at the heart of our response to disinformation. Freedom of speech and expression, as well as media pluralism, are core values to resilient democratic societies. And this is the spirit of the European External Action Service work in implementing the action plan against disinformation. Since 2015, we have been working actively with other European Union institutions, member states, international partners, and third parties to fight disinformation and counter global false narrative with transparent, timely, and fact-based communication. We do that because we have a mandate. We have a specific mandate from member states, which was confirmed recently, last December, in the General Affairs Council. This includes the exposure of disinformation activity by foreign actors and sharing the latest insights with member states via what we call the rapid alert system. We have to recognize that a real infodemic is accompanying the coronavirus pandemic. And in view of that, we have started to follow closely and expose disinformation and misinformation campaigns in relation to COVID-19, some of which aim at harming the European Union. We have an explicit tasking by the European leaders on the last 23rd of March in this regard. How do we proceed? As part of our work, the Strategic Communication Division within the External Action Service has been producing regular information, environmental assessment, what we call the EEAS, Information Environmental Assessment, especially related to the coronavirus pandemic. These reports are for limited and internal circulation, although we include, for example, the European Parliament's Directorate General for Communications, which is the Parliament point of contact in the rapid alert system. In addition, Examples of disinformation and narrative around the coronavirus are reported to the global public through our website, which also hosts a unique public database with 8,000 disinformation cases, out of which more than 400 are directly linked to the coronavirus. On this website, we publish the regular public special reports on disinformation related to coronavirus. These are short assessments of narrative and disinformation around the pandemic addressed to the general public. 3 such public special reports have been published until now, 19th of March, 1st of April, and the past 24th of April. They were welcomed by media and fact-checkers, prompting an 800% increase in traffic to our website with more than 10,000 daily readers. And I hope that this event will increase it even further. Our latest special report paints a complex picture. It examines disinformation efforts and aggressive push of narrative by different international actors, including Russia and China, but also others, such as the Syrian regime or the Iranian government. First, there is a trend to portray Western democracies as weak, divided, and unable to cope with the challenge, while those promoting such a narrative try to present themselves as the most efficient and caring actors. Second, disinformation and harmful narrative pose a severe potential risk to our citizens, including their health and to their trust in public institutions. Let me be blunt. Disinformation can kill. Disinformation can also have a material impact. Just remember the 5G equipment towers burned in the Netherlands following claims that this 5G mast facilitated the spread of the virus. As in the case for the European External Action Service publications, for all our publications, there are internal procedures to ensure the appropriate structure, the quality, and the length of our products. And given the sensitive nature of the information, every claim is verified before it is used in public material, which often delays some days its publication. However, and let me underline this, the content and the timing of the European External Action Service public assessment on disinformation around the coronavirus pandemic are determined by the External Action Service and the External Action Service alone. We have not bowed to anyone. Let me be clear. We are a diplomatic service. We maintain constant contact with representatives of third countries. This includes listening to their views on our policies and on our assessment. But this cannot be presented as bowing to political pressure from outside, especially on such crucial issues on disinformation and the time of this pandemic, where transparency is key. Let me address, therefore, directly what I can call the main accusation, if I can refer to it in such terms. Accusation that I believe has led to our discussion today. The EU bowed to Chinese pressure as formulated in an article by New York Times. After having been informed by the services about the way they proceeded in this case, I can assure you that no changes have been introduced to the report published last week to allay the concerns of a third party, in this case, China. The report very clearly points out state-sponsored disinformation campaigns and very specifically names the actors behind them, including China. There was no watering down of our findings, however uncomfortable could be. Please, check it personally. It's all online. You can compare the three reports, where we have progressively been refining our analysis and increased our understanding of how the different actors have been developing their messages and narrative. Let also make me a point about the functioning of a diplomatic service and activities. As you know, calls to present complaints or to advise in favor of a given course of action are the daily bread of diplomacy. We at the European Union, we practice them constantly, as do all other international actors, even our closer partners. It would be wrong to consider this inappropriate. I can assure you that I am very much used to it. Large international actors can accompany diplomatic démarches with a range of incentives and disincentives, which sometimes do not even need to be explicitly mentioned. We all bring things to the table so that other decision makers take them into account, which is happening every day from everybody, including us. The EU is an international player, and this is our added value. Most of our member states, taken separately, would stand no chance at all when faced with large power. Unsettling us is not easy as long as our member states stand together. Those that are currently fanning the idea that the European Union may be giving up on its interests or principles under pressure by third countries should read attentively the report we publish on disinformation. They should read it, and then they will acknowledge that we are among the very few to dare to refer to such facts and publicize them. The choice of words used by those that criticize the European Union, saying bowing to pressure, has a clear historical resonance. It comes from the embassy of the US President George McCarthy to China in the 18th century. Well, it was not.
Not US President.
Sorry, excuse me. McCarthy brought me to mind the name of a US President. But it's not a US President, it's a British diplomat that on the 18th century went to China at the beginning of the two worlds getting in touch before the Opium War, and he failed due to his refusal to kowtow. Kowtow in Chinese means bow, to kowtow to the emperor. And you see, now the words comes back. Working in the field of disinformation raises awareness regarding narratives, some of them rooted in the historical unconscious of the people who use it. Let me finish by saying that the European External Action Service will strive to maintain its position as the leading institutions collecting, analyzing, and challenging disinformation, for sure including, on this case, on coronavirus. We hope to continue enjoying the European Parliament's support for our work, the work of our STRATCOM, which includes three forces, STRATCOM East, STRATCOM South, and STRATCOM Western Balkans. We have plenty of work to do exposing disinformation, supporting independent and free media, and promoting European Union values, democracy, human rights, and our interests across the globe, with the help of public diplomacy. A positive effect of this incident, dear members of the European Parliament, is that it has been bringing attention to the important work we are doing. The important work that the External Action Service is doing to counter and expose disinformation. Allow me to invite to all of you to check our website, Disinformation EU, where you will be able to appreciate the important work done, and I will hopefully be able to look at these accusations against the EU under a different light. I'm sure you will be this accusation under a different light. And now I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you, High Representative.